Now, one of the main licks and known licks here in Kentucky is called actually Big Bone Lick.
You do it.
Okay.
Thanks.
You, right.
Okay.
All right. Hi, welcome to another episode of Not a Whiskey and Whitetails podcast. This episode, you will get half for free wherever you get your podcast, and the full episode will be available on our Patreon. Is that correct?
Yes. Because we don't really know what's going to happen, but we do know that we're about to drink, us three, this entire bottle of George T. Stagg.
And by us three, we are joined by Mr. Rocco from Camp Hero, Kentucky, live from Camp Hero, Kentucky, if you can't tell.
Yeah, we are here right now. This is our first outside podcast.
It is.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can hear the bugs and you can hear the frogs and everything else out here, but
yeah,
that's all part of it.
That's right.
The nature. You can hear the nature. We also have 3 cigars from Simply Stogies that were given to us. These are all Opus X's, and
nice.
I think that they're all different. They are. So we have the Angel Share, the Fuente, and the, or maybe that's just, but we were advised to smoke these during this podcast. We have one that's got a red little thing on it. This one says Angel Share, and then this one doesn't. This just says Opus X. Yeah.
All
so
right.
You can pick whichever one you want.
I'll take the middle one, the Fuente one.
Fuente.
Which one do you want?
I'll take whichever one you don't want, bud.
I was told this one's the best, and since you're the cigar smoker, you have that one. And I'll
Okay,
have
cool.
One.
This is the Angel Share?
Yes.
Interesting.
And this is, what year Stag is this?
Let me look.
Thought it said it on the
laser code.
Might be on the bottle.
There it is. It is an 18.
2019.
18.
2018.
2018.
Nice.
And how long have you had it?
I've had it for about 6 months now, and I've been holding it to plan for this, and I told him when he comes down here, because this hunt was planned quite a long time ago. So I told him, I said, well, we're going to do a bottle kill show with this, and he agreed.
Of course I agreed. Why wouldn't I agree? Yeah, we actually talked about this on one of the podcasts, and it was our cold opener. It said, this episode is powered by a full bottle of George T. Stagg or something.
It is.
Whatever you said.
Yes.
So, not a podcast, but this video is powered by a full bottle of George T. Stagg.
It is this George T. Stagg is a 58.45 proof or alcohol, and it's 116.9 proof. So this whole bottle will be amazing.
Yes, it will. Have you had George T. Stagg before, Gus?
Yes, once.
Yeah,
it's delicious.
I think I've had it twice.
Have you ever had a third of a bottle?
No.
How are we going to divvy this out? What if I just drink the whole bottle? Maybe we do pour at a time, and then we'll go from there.
And just keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds good.
Pop that top. Right. Ooh,
that was good.
That was a good one.
That was a really good one.
That was a really good one. I'll let you pour.
Who's pouring? You want me to pour?
Go ahead.
Oh, man. All right. Did you break it?
Yeah, the leaf
flaked off.
Yeah, flaked off.
There goes that. Go to the middle of the bulb, which is approximately 2 ounces. Then I'm going to fill mine all the way up. Just kidding. All right. Let's give this a smell.
Do it.
Reminds me of something.
Bourbon.
Yeah, it reminds me. Barrel proof. Delicious. I can't wait. So cheers. This hunt to Camp Hero and to the people sitting behind us watching awkwardly. see why people freak out about this stuff.
It is amazing.
Wow.
It's very complex.
Yeah. It's
That was really
definitely
good.
complex. Yeah. I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm going to drink a third of this bottle.
Cherry, vanilla, a lot of really good stuff in there.
It kind of like develops as you drink too.
Yeah, it moves.
Oh yeah, there's a lot going on there, and with even at that proof, no ethanol, no hotness at all.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's definitely good. It's like the right amount of everything that you would want out of it. I think we should start off talking about what we're doing here. We're here for a hunt. It's a veteran hunt that was auctioned off at the When Life Sucks charity dinner. When was that? April?
April, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to burn mine as well. And so that's what we're here for. And we got some buddies behind us here that we've been spamming internets with. And which is day, we got here 3 days ago, 4 days ago?
Wednesday, right? You guys got here Wednesday.
Yeah. So we got here Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then you didn't get here until yesterday, which today is Sunday.
Yeah, got here Saturday. Was supposed to be here Friday. Had a fun debacle at the airport, which led to me being, instead of flying into Lexington at 10 o'clock, I was stuck in Knoxville, Tennessee at midnight.
Yeah. Then you couldn't get a rental car.
Yeah, I couldn't get a rental car. They'd given me like a reservation number, and I arrived there. They didn't have any available, so I had to get a hotel for the night and basically just chill out in Knoxville. And my wife and I ran through Google, calling everywhere we could the next morning to find a place that had a rental car, and I got lucky. So
Yeah.
drove up yesterday, and here we are.
We still haven't discussed how you're returning it, but we'll do that another time. And then we'll save what the sign said, but we made a sweet sign. We'll tell this, this will be a Patreon part. We made a sweet sign for the airport, and we all went and stood in the airport at 10 a.m. on Friday, because Gus had told me his flight lands at 11, which turns out it was 11 p.m. But we made
10 p.m.
10 p.m., yeah. We made a sweet sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very welcoming.
People were all staring at us, and we were so excited. I mean, I was excited. As soon as we pulled in the parking lot there, I was like, oh, people are going to be looking at us all weird and, giving us disgusted looks, but that's why we knew you'd like it.
Yeah.
Well, turns out I did.
When
It's
you
funny.
finally saw it.
Yeah, when I finally saw it. So they had it waiting for me here at the camp at the front door into the cabin there. It was hanging up for me. So
So what do you think about the place? I've been bragging about how beautiful this place is for a long time.
it is exactly that. It is beautiful, peaceful, it's quiet. Yeah, just something about it, man. And I haven't even got to see a lot of it because we haven't had a chance to go see like the cave and all that stuff yet. Hopefully we'll have time before we go. But
We'll have to do it tomorrow because
Yeah.
we only have we're leaving on Tuesday. So
yeah, but yeah, it's great here. It's beautiful.
yep, I like it a lot. And it's outside the Daniel Boone National Forest in Kentucky, obviously. And we did some bourbon hunting already.
Yeah. Went on a bourbon tour at Old
Yep.
Pepper.
Went to Old Pepper Distillery and did that. And we had some Chick-fil-A that day.
What'd you guys do at the distillery?
So they let you in this room, and it's got just kind of pictures on the wall and stuff, and they talk about how old the name is, not necessarily the distillery, but what's cool about it is the distillery they're in is the same building they had back when it was an active distillery, but their distillery number is 5, so they were the 5th distillery
In Kentucky.
in Kentucky.
Wow.
And it burned, I guess. I can't remember. It burned down.
Yeah.
And then nobody had it for a long time, and then I guess some investor guys bought it and decided, hey, we want to redo this. So they redid it, and they're, I guess, 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they said, just to give you an idea of how long ago 5 is, they said if you were to open one now, your number would be between 20,000 and 25,000.
Oh, cow.
It's a lot of distilleries in Kentucky.
They're an OG distillery.
Yeah. One of the originals.
That's
Which is
wild.
pretty cool. I like everything they make. I got one of their single barrel ryes, which I already have we have a Gibby store pick.
Yeah.
That some of the people in the Patreon are getting as well. And
That's right.
yeah. Which will be
For those with the appropriate tier.
Yes. Yeah.
Subscribe anytime.
And we don't mail it, so we'll be driving it to your house soon.
Yeah, we have to hand deliver presents. It's like Santa. He's like Santa.
He's like, let's go. Yeah, I guess that's true. We could be here for a long time if we sip. So,
oh, jeez.
I mean, we might have to do a chug on one of these.
Yeah, that's fine. I think we've already had the COVID, so we can definitely get it again and be fine.
Yeah, that's right. Is this?
I think it's a third right there.
Throat sanitizer.
So that's only going to be 12 ounces.
That's not much.
No, we may have to get another bottle after this. I think it's the I think it's the nostalgia of the fact that we're drinking an entire bottle of George Stagg in one probably 30, 40-minute episode.
Yeah, and then going to bed.
Yeah, because we have to hunt tomorrow. But this is day 2 for me hunting. Last night I saw a buck. He came out, and he looked right at me and walked straight towards me quickly, and it was basically dark, and I couldn't get a shot. And I was hoping to see him tonight, but I think he learned his lesson, and he did not show up today.
Oh, I'll probably get pictures of him now. Well,
Yeah.
that might have been him in the dark.
Yeah, you didn't look at that to see who it was?
Yeah, I couldn't tell. He was like on the other side of the feeder, so the IR light was blocking him a little bit.
I've seen lots of deer, but they've all been does and fawns.
Yeah, I
say
saw a
fawn,
doe
like
and fawn.
fawns, still with spots, like babies.
Yeah, the one I saw tonight had barely, but still had spots.
Yeah,
That's why I didn't. The doe, I was going to shoot her because, tomorrow's the last day.
that's what we came here for.
Yeah. And as I'm, aiming at her, the fawn came out from behind me.
And it's
came
like,
out of the woods.
not mommy.
Yeah.
No.
And I wasn't going to Bambi it, so.
Should have.
Nah,
Bambi turned out to be a strong, independent individual.
Yeah, that's true. Bambi did become a badass over time.
You had a bunch of experiences at your tree stand yesterday after you came in.
Yeah, yesterday was fun.
What's cool is where you're hunting, I've got a cellular cam, and so I get to see what's there, and I can watch the video, download the videos and stuff, and tell them what all happened with it.
Yeah, they had a mom, and she has twins, and I think you told me that she had actually had triplets.
Yeah.
But she's lost one of her fawns, and so she came into the feeder and hanging out, and where this stand is the top of three ridges. So these guys are coming up the mountain. These deer are coming up the mountain, making their way towards the corn, and maybe 15 minutes later, a doe and another fawn come, and this one doe was just being really aggressive. Like you watched the videos, just grunting and chasing other deer off and stomping.
Fawn?
No, the
mama doe.
The mama doe was really kind of bullying the other deer. A little 4-point came in and tried to get some corn, and she ran him off and stomped him. At one point, the two does kind of got into it and took a tumble.
It was all this on film?
Yeah, I got a bunch of it on film.
That's cool.
Yeah,
We may put some B-roll of that right here. Just people.
yeah, we
while
can
you're
find
talking.
some. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that continued for it's an hour at least, all just back and forth.
Yeah, it was crazy. When I downloaded that video, I could hear the grunting. I mean, it's super loud. I've never heard a doe grunt like that, super loud. Like she's off to the side. The twins were underneath the feeder. The 4-pointer came out and nudged one of the twins, and you could hear a grunt.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 4-pointer started eating the corn, and then there was a super loud, long grunt, and it spun around. And that's the most vocalization I've ever heard out of a.
Your deer here are vocal because all of them were making noise where I was. There was a buck snort wheezing in the woods.
Really?
The doe was making noises. I heard a grunt, and they like to stomp, and they make a ton of freaking noise. And then they also are super sketch. I guess they could smell me because she was like curl lipping and everything, and. These are tough deer to hunt.
Yeah, and that's and hunting over where I normally hunted was like in central Kentucky, farmland, more rolling, more fields. Coming out here and having the property out here, hunting mountain deer is a whole nother ball game.
I wonder what makes them that way. Is it because they literally don't see humans? No,
I think it's because of it's hard for them to keep an eye out for predators, I think, because the way the terrain is, how thick it is, how it's big woods.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I actually noticed that doe and that fawn today would eat for a while, and then they would eat for a while, and then they would go for a walk. Like they would almost circle the area, go down into some of those bowls a little bit, and come back over. And I think they were checking for predators. Like they were going around and catching wind to make sure that it's still safe to eat there and there's nothing coming towards them. And then they would go back to eat for a little bit, but they would disappear for 5 or 10 minutes and end up kind of popping out on a different side. And at first I thought it was a different pair, but it wasn't. It's the same. I think that's what they're doing because the thermals are so weird at the top of that mountain.
Yeah.
They're eating and then they're kind of circling around, see if they can catch any wind or anything, and then they come back to eat some more. It was interesting to watch.
That's what they were doing on my side too. They would leave and come back. It was a doe and a fawn, and it was very interesting to AC.
Yeah, I was wondering. I heard that. Does it sound like a?
That's all right.
It's whatever.
It's part of it.
You'll turn off and it's off.
It's a,
But yeah, the doe and the fawn were kind of walking around separately. So the doe came out and was staring at me, and then she left, and then the fawn came out and like bunny rabbit hopped and like hopped past me. But another thing I've never seen a deer do before. What they do here, I don't know if you saw it. When they jump, they land super hard and make a thump noise. They did it. All of them did it.
I didn't notice.
Like the buck did it last night. The doe was doing it, and the fawn was doing it. Like they are purposely, as they come down, they are slamming their feet.
almost like an intimidation type deal.
That's weird.
Which I've never seen deer do that before. Kentucky deer are cool. It's got to be the difference. It's just we're out in Kentucky.
Daniel Boone deer instead of.
Well, you said your deer is about the size of a horse.
It's huge. It's the biggest body deer I've ever seen personally. Not that that really says anything, but I mean, I've seen a lot of deer, but it is definitely the biggest body. I'll tell you this. When that fawn came out, I thought it was a doe because that's like the size of stuff. Yeah. I thought it was like a shootable doe. And then when the doe came out, the doe looked pretty big too. But like your fawns are the size of our deer, I think. Your yearlings.
Which yearlings? Oh, the ones up there?
Yeah, I think his yearlings are the size of our full-size doe deer.
Pretty close, yeah.
I mean, it's
because that one doe, even though she has spots, they're starting to fade. And I was looking at her because she was separated from her mom a little ways, and I was like, if I was in South Carolina, I wouldn't be sure, I wouldn't be totally confident that deer, that doe's not a shooter, because down there it's, I mean, 90 to 120 pound is a big doe. I mean, it's a good sized doe.
Is that with guts?
Yeah, that's off the hoof.
That's on the hoof.
Oh wow,
that's not even dressed. So not a very big deer at all.
That's like when I worked at Cordray's,
and bucks are the same way.
Pounds, people were like, "That's a big deer."
Yeah, and bucks down there on the hoof, 180 to 200 is like solid. Like that's a very respectable size mature deer, and it's just for that area. If you go up to the mountains or to the middle part of the state, it's different. The deer are different. It's just these almost thick like, swamp deer. I don't know.
It's like it's like the difference between key deer and regular deer is what we have.
It's like in the middle. Yeah.
It's like we have like 180 to 230 pound, and that's field dressed. Yeah, that's what our bucks are.
That buck is all day 210, 220 pounds all day, in my opinion.
My buddy killed a buck that, field dressed, gutted, and was over 220.
That's a hoss.
It was at the age of, it was over 9 years old.
I want to hunt some of those Iowa deer, like this like real Midwest deer that are like pushing over 200 pounds.
Yeah. In Canada, they got with the 200-pound does up there.
Yeah, man, it's big animals.
It's fat. They got to put all that weight for the winter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That doe you sent me a picture of today, that you took a picture of with the camera.
Yeah,
she looked kind of skinny.
She is skinny, as a matter of fact. And I noticed that yesterday. She's lean, and it makes me wonder if it's just
summer weight and running around the mountains. And
she hasn't put on pounds yet. I figure they start by now.
By October,
she ate her ass off at that corn. Yeah, like the fawn would kind of wander off like I'm bored, and she was just hammering it.
Could you imagine being a deer and having to deal with a fawn?
Like,
Every fawn I see, I'm like, stop getting in trouble. Like, even to me, just watching, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? But that would be super annoying to be a deer. Actually, it'd be pretty kind of cool to be a fawn. Like, you just live your life like reincarnated as a fawn.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not. I mean,
I'd get drugged away by coyotes, probably.
Yeah, a bobcat or something like
true.
that.
That is a little dangerous. Huh. And I saw a groundhog, which the peanut gallery said that we should eat young groundhogs.
Really?
Don't eat the old.
I've never had groundhog. Who's had groundhog?
So they're tough and greasy.
Brian?
Yeah. just a dumb redneck who says.
Speaking of Brian, let's talk about the stand
Yes,
choice.
about Brian's stand choice today.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me give you some volume.
Oh, sorry, these are heavy pours, fellas.
Yeah, let's.
Is that muted? How do you fix the?
No, it should be on. You just got to talk.
Oh, for Brian.
Yeah, point it to you. Yeah, all that noise.
Better?
Yeah, tell us what you did today with your stand
Well,
choice.
first, tell us why you're hunting at the stand you are right now. What's out there that you're going after?
There's a rather large 10-point
at the first stand.
at the original stand where I was supposed to be.
And then today you went to the doe spot.
Yeah, I went to a different spot today thinking I would have better luck, and I would have had much better luck at the other stand.
Yeah, Rocco texted me and was like, "You don't have to hold it.
It's gonna roll.
It's gonna roll back.
It rolls back.
Oh, makes a lot of noise. It doesn't matter.
Me holding it makes noise?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, there you go. Just leave it like that. That's good.
Yeah. Rocco texted me and was like, "Just so you know, that 10-point just walked underneath Brian's stand."
It was at 5:45.
And then it came back again at dark.
Yeah, it came back at dark.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, wonderful.
No, okay. I'm glad it makes you feel something.
Yeah.
Because I felt like shit when I saw it.
Well, it happens. If I would have went there, he wouldn't have been there. If I don't go, he is.
That's why.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
And on my list of pros and cons to cellular cameras and like reasons why, when someone's like, "Why don't you use them?"
Yeah.
That's one of them. Is like I would torture myself with decisions and choices and making the wrong one. It would become not fun anymore.
We talked trail cameras the other night, and I realized that the episode we did on trail cameras that we fucked up because they were talking about there's so many different options we should have actually gone more in depth on the camera choices.
Yeah.
Like for cell phone stuff, because like the price because he was telling me the price of it, and it's actually not that bad. He said it's like $13 or something a month.
Oh, I have unlimited pictures, and it's the first camera was like $37, and all the additional ones were like $12 a month.
Yeah, so that's actually not bad.
And
It's not that bad.
And that's for unlimited, which, I mean, if you're going to have corn out and stuff like that, you're going to get triggers like crazy from coyotes, or not coyotes, but raccoons and squirrels and everything else.
And he was telling me that his will decide if it's a buck or a doe, and he can like switch. He can say bucks between this time or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's through their Moultrie app, and you go through there, and you can actually sort out your pictures. Then it'll save everything for 2 years.
Oh,
so
wow.
you can go back there, and if there's a certain buck that you knew came around during the rut, you can go and see what days, what times. It'll show the temperatures, the moon phase, everything.
Wow, you can really do some analytics and put together some data to really try. It's interesting. Maybe we'll have to do another episode and correct ourselves.
Yeah, possibly.
Because I know a lot of people that
because it is cool that he could right now text Brian a picture of that 10-point walking under a stand while he's in a stand up here.
yeah.
And be like, "Sorry, bro."
He did.
He
did. Hell yeah, that's perfect. I'm glad that he did. Yeah, but that's just the way it goes. That's how.
I mean,
it is.
it's happened to me. I'd be at one stand last year. There's a big drop time that's out here. I've hunted for 2 years now, and he only shows up during the rut. He shows up around Halloween, and he disappears mid-November. I thought I had him figured out. There was 2 cameras I kept getting him on, so I had a 50-50 chance. Of course, I picked the wrong one. I was at one stand.
He was at the other.
My phone pings. He was at the other one.
That sucks.
So
it's annoying when that happens for sure. I would be like, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like, let's get. I want to get 4 cell phone cameras and put them all on one tree, so I have 360 view. You think that's cost effective?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. It's definitely, you should definitely do that.
I wonder if you can see whatever's hitting me in the face.
It's like the mist from the fog.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, you can see
Yeah.
it. I
Do
don't
you
know.
see it on the camera?
I don't know.
We can only see it because of the lights.
But
Those
it's, like,
lights,
it's not enough to put like moisture on anything. It's
No.
just super fine. It's
Yeah.
weird.
the lights are covered in bugs.
Yeah, that's
We're going to have to leave them out here.
It's super foggy down here. We're in a big draw. It's called Viney Bottom, so it's a huge holler, and it just holds the moisture. It doesn't matter if it's rained or not; it holds it, and almost every single day.
There's a town on the way here called Raccoon something.
Hit a button and not the bottom left, just any button. Word of the day is holler.
Holler.
Oh, that was yeah. He said holler. That's what they're called. Oh, while we're doing this, tell everybody what a lick is.
A lick.
Name some licks so they know.
There's
Actually,
one of the famous ones.
Pause for Patreon. Bye.